The ongoing saga between Candace Bure and Jojo Siwa recently continued with a rather unexpected new chapter in the form of a perplexing gift that Bure received in the mail. Just what was this gift and how does it relate to Jojo? Why did this little tiff between the two actresses start in the first place? And for those late to the party, what is there to know about these two celebs? We'll be letting you in on all of the details in today's video, so make sure you stick around till the end. Let's get started. First things first, here's your quick refresher on the two major players of today's story, Candace Bure and Jojo Siwa. I know, you're well versed in the careers of both these two women, but for a lot of people, there is a pretty sizable generational gap at play. Bure is 46 and Jojo is 19, the former coming up in the late 80s sitcoms, the other a young rising YouTube star. So it's fair to say that many people will likely only know one or the other. That's part of what makes this story so unique and interesting, as you really would have never guessed that the two of them would have this kind of interaction in the first place. Indeed, Bure got her start in guest roles on 80s shows like Who's the Boss and Punky Brewster, before landing her most famous role, that being DJ Tanner on Full House. The eldest daughter of the home, she was one of the most key characters on the show for the full original 8-season run, capping off in 1995. Afterwards, she would go on to guest star on several other noted shows, be it Boy Meets World in 1997 or That's So Raven in 2007. Naturally, when it came time to reboot the show for Fuller House over 2 decades later, Cameron was brought back on board, reviving her old character. It probably goes without saying that Siwa's career picked up steam much more recently. Jojo's mother is a dance instructor, so it's not too surprising that she picked up dancing herself. She appeared on Abby's Ultimate Dance competition, where she was a breakout star, earning her appearances on a number of famous talk shows like The View. From there, she and her mother made it onto 2 seasons of the show Dance Moms, which seems to be where she got most recognized from. She also got second place on Dancing with the Stars last year, where she and Jenna Johnson made up the first same-sex dance pairing in the show's history. Safe to say the two represent different eras of television and media and don't share much in common as far as how they came up. But it's a small world we live in, as this story just goes to show. So, what's the story of this gift? What did Bure get in the mail, and what does Jojo Siwa have to do with it? In the midst of her ongoing spat with Jojo Siwa, Candace Bure received an unexpected gift. In a recent Instagram story, the Full House veteran revealed to the world that she had, much to her surprise and amusement, received a diamond painting kit from a public relations company. To those unaware, diamond painting is the practice of creating images through sewing a number of rhinestones together, arranged to form a picture. This artistic endeavor is very trendy of late, and so it's not odd to see various kits out there that allow people to easily put together images of famous characters or celebrities, as the case may be. The kit that was sent to Candace Bure was no exception, but its theme was surprising to say the least, because the completed image would feature none other than Jojo Siwa. Bure laughs about it on the video, finding it very funny that a PR company of all things would send her this. The actress showed the camera the box that it came in, and indeed it depicted an illustration of Siwa with a note attached, which simply read, "Hope you love this, Jojo Siwa X Diamond Art Club gift." Quote. Given the circumstances, it's definitely a bit trippy. After all, this came pretty shortly after the two of them had become embroiled in a little bit of good old-fashioned e-drama. Understandably, Bure didn't quite know what to make of it, and couldn't really tell whether this was an intentional gag or just a pure coincidence on the part of the senders. However, she was in high spirits about it and seemed happy with the gift overall, noting that it looked adorable and she was eager to get to work on it alongside her granddaughters the next time they came over for a visit. But hearing about this may get you wondering, just what is the source of this beef between the two actresses? Where did this feud come from? Not too long ago, Jojo Siwa posted a video on TikTok where she brought up a number of celebrities. She'd flash up images of certain folks as she talked about the famous people that she considered the rudest, nicest, and coolest, in addition to revealing who she had a crush on. When she got down to talking about who the rudest celebrity she ever met was, she turned her phone around to show the camera a shot of Candace Bure, taken on the set of Fuller House. In an Instagram video that came shortly after, Cameron responded and shared that she was shocked to see this this and had no clue where this was coming from. She went on to explain that she quickly tried to reach out to her, with her publicist contacting Jojo's manager. She also sought to talk to her in her DMs to try and sort out what had happened. In her words, the two of them had a great conversation when she finally managed to speak with her. Cameron's description of Jojo made her sound very casual about it, as she downplayed the video as being a silly TikTok trend, and that it had surprised her how viral it ended up going. As Bure put it, Jojo said that it wasn't that big a deal, but Cameron let her know that it was one to her, and she wanted to know what she'd done wrong. The only meeting between the two that Cameron could recall was on the Kelly Clarkson show, and apparently they were all in agreement that this exchange went just fine. Jojo's story is that when she was 11 years old, she met Bure at a Fuller House premiere and asked for a photo. Bure turned her down, but was then seen taking photos with other children on the red carpet. Candace did seem to corroborate this story when she told it and noted her apology, saying, quote, "I kind of broke your 11-year-old heart and I feel crummy. Jojo, I'm so sorry," end quote. Again, in Bure's description of the conversation, Jojo eventually conceded that she wasn't even being mean, and it's something she understands now as an adult, but didn't get back when she was 11. Is that what really happened though? Siwa weighed in again after the fact, stating that Bure did not share all the details of the meeting. However, she's been oddly vague about the events herself, so mostly we do have Candace's word to go off of here. But while many outlets have reported what she said as fact, when you look at the timeline events, you'll likely realize that things don't quite add up to this story. You see, Jojo is currently 19 years old. That means for her to be 11 at the time, this would have had to have occurred back in 2014 or 2015. And yes, I'll just go ahead and give everyone a moment to feel old and sad. Alright, time's up. This video ain't about you. Anyway, this doesn't make a lot of sense because Fuller House's red carpet premiere would be in February of 2016. This is, of course, easily mistaken by the participants, simply being mistaken about Jojo's exact age at the time. But it's a little odd that everyone involved has mutually gotten this wrong. Of course, it might be stranger still if they all mutually mixed up where and when this happened. In any event, Jojo's mother is clearly not happy with Cameron, in spite of her apparent attempts to smooth things over, saying that the story is not about a simple photo, but about how we treat one another. And she went as far as to say, quote, "It's super easy to quote a Bible verse when everyone is looking at you, but morals are what you have when no one is looking," end quote. And a fairly biting quote at that. So just what is the truth here? I guess for now, that's up to our trusty viewers to decide. And that's all the time we have for today's video. Whose side are you on in this little debacle? Do you think this drama is a case of a mountain being made out of a molehill? Or is Bure as big a hypocrite as Siwa's mother seems to have implied? More pressingly for us, do you think that the PR company knew what they were doing when they sent Bure that diamond painting kit? Be sure to let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and until next time, thanks for watching.